Welcome to another episode of Longevity Lifestyle and happy Friday. I am your host, Pai Mulumba, and today we are going to be talking about laser hair removal. As you can see, it is hot, it is sunny, and I have a lot of hair. I am Congolese after all. So I will be speaking to Sfia Haman, who is the founder and co-owner of the Laser Boutique, and we will be chatting all things laser hair removal. So let me see if she's on. What is happening, guys? What is happening? Technology is not. There we go.
It's happening. Hello.
Finally.
How are you? It's
I'm
Friday.
I think because it's Friday, technology is just not working with us.
Thank you so much for doing a live with me today. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for having me and for joining us. It is, a hotter season. So, of course, I was just like, I need to do this live. We need to talk about hair removal because I am Congolese and I have hair everywhere. So, this is a huge area of concern for me.
And I am Mediterranean. And as you can see, I have also got hair just about everywhere.
So
Just for all of our Just for anybody who's watching at the moment on the Laser Beautique social media platform and who's joining in on the live, just to give a little bit of an introduction as to who you are, Pi. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're an editor, a writer of Longevity magazine. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Oh my God, this is not about me. It's about you. But I will give you a little background bio. Yes, I am a journalist and a features writer with Longevity magazine. Hi, Giselle. And basically I cover everything from health to fitness to lifestyle, just basically wellness and how to live a healthier and better life for yourself, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of the above.
Amazing. Just for everybody who's tuning in, who's listening, I know we're going to be recording this, so whoever catches up with this live a little bit later on, just so that they know who's who. I'm obviously the founder and the co-owner of the Laser Boutique, and we specialize in skin and hair removal. And yeah, we're going to be talking all about hair removal today. So shoot, ask me all the questions, anything. I'm here at your disposal.
So you mentioned your Mediterranean background. Is that what led you to create the Laser Boutique, or was it something else?
That is exactly it. So I was one of those little girls in school with a little moustache.
I think I have one.
And I was one of those girls that was teased by the boys. And, kids can be very cruel. And my mother's actually a beautician. I come from a whole family of beauticians. And I remember as a child, my mother used to strap me to her plinth, and she used to wax me from tip to toe. It was the bane of my life. And waxing's painful. We all know this. Shaving is very, very like temporary. I mean, I remember I used to basically just do everything. I used to wax, I used to shave, I used to pluck, I used to thread. I even tried those horrible torture little devices called, I don't know if you've ever tried one, it's called an epilator.
No, what is that?
So they still sell them in Discount for I don't know why, but it looks like a little machine, but it's basically got probably 100 little tweezers, and they all work at the same time. So it tweezes your hair, and you push it across your skin, and it's a whole lot of tweezers tweezing it. It's torture.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't sound pleasant.
No, that's torture. I mean, and I even remember as a teenager shaving. And I would shave and literally my skin would maybe be smooth for a day or two. When I waxed even if I waxed my legs and went through the pain of waxing, it would be smooth for maybe a week and then the hair would grow back. And then I'd have to grow the hair to be able to wax it, which to me is insanity. So all the money spent and all the pain just to have a few days of smoothness, it just didn't make sense to me. And I did try laser in my late teens, but it was very, very painful. I remember I used to take painkillers before. I used to have ice packs before. It was torturous. And it used to feel so painful. It used to feel like this elastic band literally stretching to the other end of the room and like snapping your skin. They put the laser on your skin and they'd zap and move and zap and move. And with every zap, it felt like this elastic band was snapping. I used to cry. Until we found the very first pain-free permanent laser hair removal machine. And that's when we started the Laser Boutique, because I mean, who doesn't want pain-free permanent hair removal? Everybody's got unwanted, sometimes embarrassing hair that they want to get rid of. And yeah, we were the first people in South Africa, actually in Africa, with pain-free laser hair removal, which wasn't just effective on light skin, because the traditional, very painful laser hair removal machines were only safe and effective for light skin. It wasn't effective for dark, well, it wasn't safe for dark skin. It would actually burn and scar darker skins. So if you were dark Portuguese, dark European, dark Italian, Indian, African, laser was not for you. It was actually dangerous. So yeah, we found the first technology, pain-free, permanent, and safe and effective for all skin types, which really revolutionized the beauty industry. You know, I mean, this was in 2009. So yeah, so it's changed. It's changed.
Okay, so maybe we could just discuss the science behind the laser. How is it more effective as compared to shaving or waxing or threading? Like, does the laser go deep? How deep does it go into the skin? Does it completely kill off the hair follicles, or?
So when you come to Laser Boutique, if you're starting your hair removal journey, what we do is we offer a free consultation and a test patch. And during that consultation, we literally go through a whole flip chart. And I'm going to show you the flip chart. It looks like this. It's an entire flip chart that explains exactly how laser hair removal works. Because if you're going on this journey, you must understand laser is a medical treatment. And with any medical treatment, there's no fast or hard rules. We know generally what to expect, and we know generally, I mean, we've been doing this since 2009. We know generally that clients need between 8 to 12 treatments, but some clients need less, some clients need more. We know that different things like hormones and medication that people take all will affect the hair, like hair growth. So I'll show you exactly how laser works. We know that shaving literally just cuts the hair at the surface of the skin, and that's why it grows back very quickly. Waxing literally just pulls the hair from the root, and that's the same thing that plucking does, threading does, and using that epilator. We know that if you're using depilatory creams, also depilatory creams to me are horrendous. I'm not a fan of them. I think they smell really bad. God only knows what toxic ingredients are in them, and you have to like lather it on you, and then you have to wait, and then literally the ingredients melts the hair like off your body at the surface. But what laser does is it treats the hair at the root. So it enables the hair from regrowing. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a little picture. So you can see this is a picture of a hair. Is this clear to you?
It is clear. It is clear.
So you can see your hair has got pigment. So the way that laser works is it follows the pigment in the hair all the way to the hair follicle here. And you can see here that you've got little capillaries that feed the hair oxygen and nutrients. Now what it does is the laser follows that pigment all the way to your bulb, where those little veins are feeding the hair oxygen and nutrients, and it slowly coagulates or melts shut those little capillaries. So I can compare it to like burning off a wart or a skin tag. So you
So it stops
basically
the
like
hair, basically.
so you're melting those little capillaries shut so the hair doesn't get any oxygen or nutrients, and you're starving it. So if it doesn't get any oxygen and nutrients, the hair will eventually starve and just fall out, which is amazing, and then it won't grow back again. So now many people say to me, well, how many treatments do I need? And I always say, well, you need, and then they think, well, why can't I just have one treatment and that's it? And the reason for that is because hair grows in cycles. So hair all over our body, whether it's our eyebrows, our lashes, the hair on our head, the hair on our body, all grows in cycles. You've got, and then we show our clients the different cycles. So you can see here, and I know it's all backwards, but number one is your anagen phase of growth, where you can see that the hair is attached to those little capillaries. Then what happens is it goes into catagen, where you can see that the hair starts to detach from those little capillaries. Then it goes into telogen, and then you've got a new little hair that starts to grow. And then you go into exogen, where the hair falls out and the new hair grows, right? Now, all the hair in your body and all over the place is in one of these stages of growth or even in between. So now we can see that only when the hair is in the anagen phase of growth is it attached to those little capillaries. So we're basically using the pigment in the hair to follow all the way down to that area, to heat that area up, to melt those little capillaries shut. So every time you come for laser, all the hair that's in this stage of growth, if it's treated correctly with the right device and the right temperatures, will not grow back again, because you are closing off those little capillaries. So that's why you need to come every 4 to 6 weeks. And what happens is, so you'll come in for your laser, and in our flip chart, we've even got this little like hair removal journey, what to expect from your hair removal journey. And what you can expect is, if you come in today, all the hair that's in the anagen phase of growth will be targeted and won't go back. But then what happens is, hair that wasn't in anagen will grow back. So that's why you need to come every 4 to 6 weeks initially. And then we get the hair that's in the anagen phase of growth. And then as your hair removal journey, so as you have treatments, your length between your treatments will increase. So at first it might be even 2 weeks if you've got hair that grows very quickly. Like we know that underarm hair, bikini hair, facial hair grows a lot quicker than arm hair, leg hair, back hair, chest hair. So you have to just eyeball it and check, when is their hair growing? And when you've got hair growing, that's when you book your next laser treatment. So we say generally you need to come in for 8 to 12 treatments every 4 to 6 weeks apart. You could start every 2 weeks, and then it could increase every 3 to every 4. Eventually, you might only need to come every 6 weeks or every 7 weeks, because less hair will grow with every treatment. It will grow back slower, and yeah, until you are smooth.
So will the hair ever just stop growing following all those treatments? Is there ever a point where it's like, I will never have to see you again?
Yes, it is. It does happen. So what I always like to manage everybody's expectations, clients' expectations. We always want to under deliver and over promise, so everybody is completely ecstatic with what they're getting. So hair does. So people always ask me, will I need a touch-up session? Will the hair grow back again? And I always say, and I laugh about it, I don't know, and this might be giving away my age, but I always say that this is not Days of Our Lives. This is not Bold and the Beautiful. Nothing comes back to life after it's died. So once a hair has been targeted and those capillaries are melted shut, they can't open up again miraculously. So it can't come back to life. But hair can stay dormant for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. You can awaken new hair with hormonal changes, with medications that you take. So you may need touch-ups, but the hair that gets treated and doesn't grow back won't regrow, but you may need touch-ups.
Okay. So you did mention that the laser boutique and your machine does cater to different skin types. So are there specific lasers for each skin type, or do you just generally use one regardless of your skin type or skin tone?
So there's certain lasers that are not safe for darker skin types. And I always say to people, be aware of where you are going, ask questions, don't just trust, because the law is buyer beware, which means it's the onus is on the buyer, it's on the client to make sure that they've done their research first. So at the Laser Boutique, our lasers, our laser hair removal is safe and effective for all skin type. And people ask me, well, how is it? How is your hair removal safe for all skin types? And what I say is, I explain the old school way of treating versus the new school way of treating. And this also explains how laser can possibly be pain-free, because a lot of people think, well, how is it pain-free? Is she lying? And a lot of clients will come in and go, well, I'm not feeling anything. Please turn it up. And then we need to explain to them how is it pain-free. So remember I told you the old school technology used a technique where it was, they put the handpiece on your skin and they'd zap and move and zap and move. And with every zap, it felt like an elastic band snapping. Our treatment technique and our technology is completely different. What we do is we accumulate the heat instead of applying the heat on a very high frequency very quickly. So, for example, I like to use the analogy of having a hot bath. If I draw you a lukewarm bath pie and you get in, you won't feel any discomfort at all. And I can slowly increase the temperature of that bath until it is actually boiling. And you won't feel any discomfort because you are slowly, gradually increasing it, and your body is getting used to that heat. So that is how we can treat you with our lasers. Old school technology, I compare it to like drawing a boiling hot bath and then getting in straight away. That burns. So when you come in for a treatment at the Laser Boutique, what you'll experience is instead of zap, move, zap, move, zap, move, what you'll experience is a very low temperature, and we accumulate the heat. So we go beep, 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 beep. That's what you'll experience the entire time. And eventually we accumulate that heat. And this even allows us to accumulate that heat to even hotter temperatures than your old school devices or your conventional cheaper devices, which means that essentially you would need less treatments.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially it'll actually save you.
Okay. So you did
Makes
mention
sense.
that one of the factors that can contribute to hair growth, even if you're doing laser, are like hormonal conditions like PCOS. So I wanted to know, do you guys help to mitigate the effects of PCOS with laser, such as,
So
excessive
we're not doctors, we're estheticians. So we are specialists in skin. So we know skin really, really well, and hair sits in the skin. So if anybody's suffering from PCOS or any sort of hormonal imbalances, we'll always say, please go and refer to your doctor. Your doctor should put you on meds that will regulate your hormones.
Mm.
And usually when you're on meds that regulate the hormones, what usually happens is hormonal hair will either actually just fall out because your hormone levels have been balanced, or what happens is sometimes the doctors will say, listen, your imbalance is not that bad. We're not putting you on medication for life. Rather just go and have laser. You will need to have more laser treatments than somebody who doesn't suffer from PCOS. And that's just unfortunate. But we treat a lot of clients that have got PCOS. They will need more than 12 sessions. It is a much better solution than waxing, shaving, plucking, using depilatory creams or epilators. And we do recommend you still come for laser if you've got PCOS.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So as I mentioned earlier, I am Congolese, so I have hair everywhere. So yesterday I did get the pleasure to actually experience one of your newest treatments, which is the areola laser hair removal. It was
Yeah.
not painful, guys. I was in very good hands. I went to the Bryanston branch. I was in very good hands. It was not painful. So maybe we could discuss that a little bit. What made you decide to focus on specifically areola hair?
So I think men and women suffer from unwanted and sometimes it's even embarrassing hair all over their bodies. We've got lots of clients that come for like a monobrow, or lots of women who actually come for their sideburns or for their upper lip, like I explained, or even their chin. I mean, when women get to a certain age, they start growing chin hair. I call them whiskers because they're actually light and they're wiry. And that's not their fault. It's normal. It's absolutely normal. We've got women that have hair around the areola, which is normal. We've got women that have hair around their belly button or fingers or toes. You've got men that grow hair on their noses, on their ears, and it's completely, completely normal. And in our flip chart, what we've done is we've created a little image like this to make people realize that we've got clients that come for laser hair removal just around everywhere. Men come for Hollywood. We laser extended, which is all the way up the bum area. If you've got hair, we get rid of it wherever it is. And it's all about feeling comfortable in your own skin. And I think with October coming up, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I think it's a good time to sort of like shine a light on and make talking about unwanted hair not so, taboo. And it's like having hair around your areola. It's not such a big thing. We see it all the time. So it's about breaking down the walls, having the conversations, making women and men feel comfortable with the fact that they can come to us. We've seen it all. And that's why I really, really was excited to have this conversation and this live with you today, because it is very, very popular. These treatments are very popular.
So how do you think someone can feel less self-conscious about coming to you and being like, okay, I have hair around my breast area? Because at the end of the day, if someone still feels self-conscious, it's hard for them to be open about it.
So what we've also done to try and break down that wall of being self-conscious is in our treatment rooms even. We've got, I don't know if you noticed, but we've got canvases with images of all the different areas that you can laser. So it actually gives the client the understanding and the space. We've got images like this, which shows you what is a bikini, what is a Brazilian, and what is a Brazilian, what is a Hollywood, what is extended all the way up the bum area. We've got images like this that show that we do laser fingers and toes, and it's normal. We laser around the belly button area. So what we try and do is we try and put images everywhere. It's on our screens, it's on the walls, we've got pictures of women with areas on their face, like facial areas that they can laser, so that it shows them that this is completely normal. They can talk about it. And I think that the minute somebody walks into the treatment room, I think they almost like disarm, because our therapists do this all day, every day. It's like going to the gynae, or it's like, going to the doctor to get tested.
Okay. So are there any specific aftercare tips that people should be aware of if they're looking to undergo areola laser hair removal?
Yes. So firstly, there's lots of do's and don'ts with when you start your laser hair removal journey. And that's why we offer this consultation where we go through the entire journey. How does laser work? What should I do? What shouldn't I do? And I see somebody's even asking about ingrown hairs, which is amazing because laser gets rid of ingrown hairs. It is laser hair removal and electrolysis gets rid of ingrown hair.
So just to
if you get rid of the hair,
what exactly are ingrown hairs?
Okay, I'm really glad you asked, because we've even got a page for that in our flip chart. We've thought of it all. So you can see here, that is our ingrown hair page in our flip chart, and you can see that basically an ingrown hair is literally just a hair that's grown in. And
What
not only
causes that?
you've got curly hair.
Oh, that's it.
That's it. It's curly, so it grows curly in instead of up. Yeah.
And how does it appear on the skin?
And we've got little pictures, so you can see sometimes people think that it's a whitehead. So can you see that there's actually a hair stuck there?
Okay.
So what happens is it grows in, and then it starts getting infected. So it actually looks like a whitehead. And lots of men actually don't even realize that it's an ingrown hair. They think it's a whitehead. And what do?
They try to pop it.
And then what happens when they pop it is they upset the skin. When the skin is upset, it behaves in one of two ways. It either overproduces melanin or it underproduces melanin as a defense mechanism. So just like that's what a suntan is. When you're lying in the sun, your skin is defending itself, and what it's doing, it's creating melanin, and that's why you're getting a suntan. Same thing when you are squeezing a pimple, even when you are shaving your underarms. Lots and lots of women land up shaving their underarms or waxing their underarms, and because they aggravate their skin, what happens is it overproduces melanin, and then all of a sudden you've got these dark underarms, which is horrible. So a nice byproduct or a nice benefit of laser is if you've got dark underarms, it will lighten it. It'll even tone it, because the second you stop shaving, what lands up happening is, or when you start shaving less, and when you do laser, you start shaving less because the hair starts growing less and less, is the skin starts to even tone. So, and when you laser and you are getting rid of that hair, the hair's not growing back. So it doesn't grow back inwards anymore. People with ingrown hair, if they don't target or get rid of that hair for good, it'll just continue happening. It will just keep growing and growing inwards. And a lot of the time we've seen it, it's very, very common, where that you get folliculitis, and then sometimes it gets so badly infected that you actually need to go to the dermatologist to get it cut out.
Oh my gosh.
So it's always best to just get rid of that ingrown hair. I mean, I see a lot of African men. I mean, even when I'm standing at the till at Woolworths or Checkers or whatever, and I see all these guys with all these and I see it's dark patches all over, and I know exactly what they're doing. They're squeezing ingrowns. But one of the things to note about laser hair removal is that when we laser an area. So we'll laser an entire underarm, or we'll do an arm or a bikini. And remember, laser can only work on dark hair, because remember, it follows the pigment in the hair all the way down to the follicle. If there's little to no pigment in the hair, if the hair is blonde, if it's gray, if it's white, if it's red, the laser doesn't work.
So what about those with, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm here. So for many years, we used to have, when we first started Laser Beautique, we had women coming in and saying, oh, Svea, what am I going to do about this hair and this hair? And for many years, I researched, and eventually I found an amazing, amazing device, which comes from Canada. It's called Apolis. And it is an electrolysis device, but it's a device like no other before. It's not a traditional electrolysis device. Anybody's heard and knows of traditional electrolysis devices. Those traditional old machines were torturous. It's a brand new device. It is hair by hair, though, this treatment. There's benefits of treating hair by hair, because especially for a man's beard, a man doesn't want to get rid of his entire beard. And remember, when we're lasering an entire area. You're going beep, 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 beep. Where a man just wants to get rid of those ingrown hairs. So it is a hair by hair treatment. And it is our new Apolis devices from, well, they're not so new. They've actually been around forever. They're just new in Africa. Are very comfortable. I wouldn't say it's pain-free. I would say it's comfortable. You do feel a sensation. And the nice thing about it also is it's like precision work. So you can even permanently shape eyebrows, which is incredible, because remember, it's hair by hair by hair. And with eyebrows, every single hair counts with your eyebrow. If you want to give an arch, you can, so that's electrolysis. And there was another thing that I wanted to tell you about laser. Another thing about laser, which I always tell our viewers, is beware of devices that look like laser, that sound like laser, they even feel like laser. Most people in the industry, beauticians, laser clinics, all of them even call it laser, and they don't even know the difference, but it's not laser. It's RPL. So you should always ask and say, what is this machine? What is the technology? Is it a laser or is it an RPL?
What's the difference?
Because RPL, here we go. RPL is not laser. So you can see RPL is a spectrum of light, where laser is a filtered light. Laser targets the hair and it bypasses the skin, where RPL treats the hair and some of the energy goes down to the hair. So RPL
so
is a
IPL
great
isn't
device
as
for skin.
permanent in terms
Say
of
again?
hair removal. IPL isn't as permanent or effective in terms of hair removal.
So RPL should never be used for hair removal, actually. RPL should be used for a skin treatment, for skin rejuvenation, because it targets the skin. It just so happens that some of the energy may flow down to the hair, which will stunt the growth of the hair, but it won't eliminate it. Now, remember I said to you, laser follows the pigment in the hair. So if laser follows the pigment in the hair, and the efficacy of laser depends in the pigment in the hair, the more pigment, the coarser, the darker, the thicker the hair, the more the result. The lighter, the fairer, the thinner, the less dense the hair is, the more we need to treat, or the more aggressive we need to treat. Excuse me. If you are using RPL, it won't get rid of the hair, it will just stunt the growth. So it will make it light and it'll make it fine, which actually defeats the entire purpose, because then it's harder to treat with laser. And we've had a lot of clients that have come in and they've had 12 sessions of what they think is laser, but it's actually RPL, and they say it didn't work, and now we can't even help them because now they've just got a lot of very fine vellus hair.
Okay.
And then we ask them, where did you go? What laser did they use? And usually they go, oh, I went here and I don't know what laser it was. And then I say, go and ask them. And then we figure out that they weren't treated with a laser, they were treated with an RPL.
Okay, fair enough. So we were talking about the do's and the don'ts after laser hair removal, because I think some people still choose to shave after they've done laser. So you are supposed to shave while doing laser?
You are supposed to.
Okay.
Yes. So during your laser journey, you have to give up waxing, you have to give up plucking, you have to give up threading. Any form and depilatory, those epilating machines, anything that pulls the hair out of the root, you need to stop. Why? Because remember, we need the hair there, because we need the hair there so that the laser can follow the pigment in the hair all the way down to the follicle. When you wax, pluck, thread, use an epilator machine, it pulls the hair from the root, which means we can't laser. Your laser treatment won't, it will be a waste of time. So what we say is you must shave in between treatments. And the nice thing about that is that you don't have to wait for the hair to grow like waxing. So you can always be smooth. So remember, what will happen is you'll come in for your laser, and then in the next week, you'll think, oh my goodness, this laser hasn't worked. The hair is growing back. But then remember, it takes time for the hair to starve. So it'll take time for the hair to starve. And then eventually what you'll figure out, or what you'll see, is a phenomenon called shedding. So the hair literally, it'll grow as normal. And then if you do this, the hair will just come out. Why? Because remember, it's being starved. So eventually it's going to starve, and then it starts to detach on its own. And then if you do this, it just comes out. And some of it will grow back, some of it won't grow back. The hair that doesn't grow back is the hair that those capillaries have been shut and it can't go back. The ones that grow back are the ones that weren't in the right, they weren't in anagen.
Mm.
And then when you come back 3 to 4 weeks later, we target those hairs.
Oh, okay. So just
Makes sense.
shaving. Should we be exfoliating? Can we be out in the sun? Is everything good as normal?
So I would definitely exfoliate like a few days before laser. I would try and stay out of the sun, always try and stay out of the sun, always wear sunblock. I mean, we know that the sun is very, very damaging for our skin. So always stay out of the sun. And also remember, when you are in the sun, what lands up happening is you get a suntan. And what lands up happening when you get a suntan? You get pigmentation in the skin. So you don't want that. You don't want to heighten pigmentation in the skin before laser. Also, when you are sitting in the sun and you get a suntan, your skin also starts to inflame because it's getting this defense mechanism. And part of a skin's defense mechanism is inflammation. So we don't want that. Always look after your skin. You know, it is the largest organ of your body. It's what keeps everything inside safe, and it keeps away, it keeps out pathogens, disease, all the stuff that's floating around in the air. You want to keep your skin healthy.
Mm. Okay, so the do's of laser hair removal: do wear sunscreen, do
Yes.
exfoliate, do
Yes.
shave. And the don'ts is don't suntan and don't wax, thread, or peel.
Yes, and if you're doing any sort of skin treatments before laser, rather like keep your skin like maybe 3 or 4 days before laser. Don't do any like facials or peels or anything like that, and also a few days after, because after laser you will experience something called perifollicular erythema or edema. And what is that? That is the inflammation of the follicle of the hair, because at the end of the day you are creating heat in the follicle, which will create a little bit of inflammation. And it's the same thing that one would feel, or the effect that one feels after a wax. I don't know if you've had a wax. After a wax, you get like those little red bumps.
Yeah.
So you might experience that. That should subside within like 24 hours. If the hair that we are treating in the area is very, very coarse and thick, like if we're treating a man's beard, or very thick bikini area, or very thick underarms, you would experience more of that. I would recommend, we do offer what we call our post-treatment gel, which is a treatment gel that just calms everything down and just brings it down and more comfortable and cools the area and just makes it all feel much more comfortable.
Okay, thank you so much, Pia. So my final question is, what is the future of laser hair removal and the laser boutique? Are you guys going to be incorporating maybe AI into figuring out how to get rid of laser hair removal more efficiently, or what can we look forward to?
So laser hair removal, you know, over the last 10 years has revolutionized the beauty and aesthetic industry and skin. I think that you'll be able to see more laser hair removal. I think laser hair removal and electrolysis, or Apellis electrolysis, will take over waxing and threading and plucking and all of that. We are actually franchising the Laser Beautique. We're actually we've just opened up a franchise in Gallimana, which we're very excited about. Thank you. We're opening up one very soon in Northcliffe. We're even crossing borders. We're even opening up in Botswana.
Oh, that's good to hear. I actually grew up in Botswana, so I'm sure they'll appreciate that.
So Gaborone, here we come. And yeah, it seems like laser hair removal has become so popular that the demand is huge. So that's why we're franchising. We're teaching others how to create laser clinics like ours and sharing our knowledge, and just uplifting women in the industry and upskilling in the industry also. Because even skin these days, what you can do with skin with technology is just crazy and amazing.
That is true. So lastly, where can we find you guys? Where are the different branches located? I know there's one in Bryanston. There's one in Victory Park.
Yes, there's one in Morningside. We've got one in Dunkeld. There's one in Fairmount, in Linkfield, Pretoria. We've got Woodlands in Pretoria. oh my goodness. I mean, there's, I think, about 12 or 13 at the moment. There's Gallimana, there's Northcliffe will be coming up soon. I've definitely missed this Bluebird Shopping Centre, which is where I am at the moment. There's definitely a few more that I've maybe missed out. But you can go on our website, which is www.thelaser, which is spelled with an S, and then Beautique, which is BEAUTIQUE. .co.za, and there's a full list of all of our branches. We've got lots of information about franchising. So if anybody out there wants to be a girl boss, go and have a look at it. It is such an attractive business opportunity. I mean, can you believe that you can open up a laser boutique with about 800,000 rand? It's less than $1 million.
Wow.
I know. It's insane. I mean, I don't know about any business that you can open up with less than $1 million. And we've sort of like really packaged it so that we can really get as many girl bosses out there.
That's what it's all about. All right. Thank you so much, Fia. I appreciate this conversation, and I'm sure a lot of us have learned about laser hair removal, and I'm sure a lot of us are going to be making appointments this weekend to ensure that our skin is as smooth as can be.
Yes. Just we invite you all, come in for a free test patch, a free consultation, come and ask questions. Thank you for having me on your live pie. We love Longevity Magazine. It's one of my favorites. Actually taking it with me on my weekend away. So thank you for the opportunity, and yay! And I see Nicole Tozy. Hi, Nicole. Has put a whole list of all of our branches there for anybody who wants to have a look. Perfect. Thanks, Nicole.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. This interview will be available on my personal profile and the Laser Boutiques and Longevity. So if anyone missed the conversation or they just joined late, you can always go back and check our profiles to watch.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Pa. Have an amazing weekend. And we'll speak soon.
Weekend. Definitely. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.